I'm writing a book. I don't know why it feels so strange saying this out loud and now officially putting it out on the internet. But let me tell you the story of how I got here. So, no surprise, I had yet another mini career crisis breakdown. One morning, I was just catching up on questions I was getting about something I was working on. I just felt like it wasn't fulfilling. I was not making any kind of impact to this world. I was just doing it because it's what I'm supposed to be doing, but it did not feel fulfilling. And honestly, I couldn't stop thinking about what I envisioned for my life and the life I was actually living. I kind of felt like I'm on autopilot going through my life since I've graduated from college. And at the same time, I was having this whole breakdown thinking about my life. My sister called me. I picked up the phone and obviously she can sense something was wrong, and I explained to her what was happening and the kind of life I was envisioning and how I didn't feel like I was actually living in the moment. And so she asked me, well, what would that life actually look like? So I told her, I said, I want to feel like I'm doing something fulfilling. I wanted to inspire others. I wanted to live an inspiring life myself. I know that I already found the answer of how to get there. I just didn't know the way to share with others outside of my YouTube videos. And then I told her that I was actually thinking about this stuff a few days ago, and I actually journaled about it extensively. Even jokingly said it would make for a great book and it'd be the perfect platform to share this idea with others and to be able to inspire others to do some of the same things. And then quickly, as my sister does, said, well, why wouldn't you write a book about this? And honestly, I didn't have an answer for why. I think I just defaulted to my typical excuses like, it's a huge undertaking. I've never written a book before. Like, who am I to do this, share this topic? No one would actually care to read about this. Or is this even a fresh idea on a topic that someone is interested in? And then my sister did what she does again and validated that I am capable of doing this, that I do have great ideas, and that others would be interested in hearing about them. So that day, I did something I think a little bit uncharacteristic of me, but I fully committed to this idea and I decided I'm going to write a book. So I don't know if this will even ever get published, or if it does, if anyone will ever buy it and read it, but I want to do this for a couple of reasons. One, if I think back to even a couple of weeks ago when I did the video about my childhood bucket list, I have always wanted to write a book. It's just something I said I will do one day when I have a great idea on a topic. So the second reason why I want to do this is because I genuinely feel like I have really great ideas on this topic, and I really, really want to share them with others. So that very evening, I was so excited, so pumped up to do this that I even wrote out my entire, maybe I'll call it like draft outline of what this book will look like. So far, I have a 4-part, 16 chapter book that I am envisioning for this idea. And then later that week, I actually had 2 days off work because it was the 4th of July weekend. And I was so excited about this that I even wrote out the first chapter. And the time I spent writing on it felt so fulfilling. I felt like I was in my flow state. The time went by so quickly. Ideas were just flowing out of me. And it felt really, really nice to just sit down and write this. Now, I have absolutely no plans to leave my job to do this. I want to do this alongside of it, just to see if this type of work feels fulfilling and it's something that will help me feel like it's filling the missing piece that I have been feeling lately. And just from that one weekend when I wrote the first chapter, I can pretty confidently say that it does. I structured those couple of days in a way that felt really productive. I got a lot done. I felt really satisfied with how the day was going, the work I was doing. So it just overall felt really, really exciting work to do. And this is how I knew that this is the right thing for me to do right now. And the reason I'm making this video and putting this on my YouTube channel is for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to share this update because I do feel like it's a bit of a turning point for me in my life. And second, I just want to share the behind the scenes of writing a book and what the process looks like. I'm someone who has never written a book before. I don't have a book deal. I have absolutely no idea what this process actually looks like outside of the fact that I am just putting words onto paper, thinking through this topic, and trying to package it in a way that I think others would be excited to read about. And that's really the only thing I'm focusing on right now. I'm pretty confident that I can figure things out along the way. And so right now it's all about taking my ideas and just putting it on paper. And from here, I want to do regular updates on how I'm progressing, how I'm learning about different things, just sharing the behind the scenes of this process. There's definitely a part of me that's nervous that I'm wasting my time putting so much effort into something like this, which is kind of ironic because in a way that's actually what my book is about. But all I'm going to focus on right now is that even if it's a total waste of my time, it honestly makes me feel so happy while I'm doing it. It's giving me purpose. It's making me feel excited to work on something that's outside of my career and just to find another side of me outside of my corporate identity. So welcome to the first episode of my new series where I'm going to share my journey of writing a book. I'll share updates, the process, and just my journey as I'm learning things along the way. So come with me, follow along, and I am so excited to give you more updates soon.